month, we're celebrating Pride Month. And I don't know if anybody's ever connected the dots, because it was a aha for me this week when I was putting this together, that the celebration of Pride actually was started from the concept of the resistance at Stonewall, and the standing up of people who could take it no more and felt that they had to defend themselves. And so this Gay Pride Month that we have now and that we celebrate is, again, like I've spoken about before, us standing on the shoulders of brave people who came before and moved us forward. And it's our job to push back against those who now want to push us backwards behind that line and make us start again. So for me, I'm like, why do we celebrate Pride? Because everybody should be celebrated. It's that simple for me. So I looked for some more eloquent words to describe why we do this, because it just makes sense, right? So Pride is celebrated, it's the respect and appreciation and solidarity with a group. It's not conceit or self-exaggerated self-esteem. The definition that we want to uphold is that respect and appreciation for this group. All individuals should be allowed to express their identities without fear of judgment, discrimination, or violence. And as soon as we allow any one of these things to be identified, puts us all at risk. We must stand together so that we do not fall. Sexual orientation and gender identity are integral aspects of ourselves and should never lead to discrimination or abuse. Oh, I spoke ahead of myself because I was going to repeat myself here about Stonewall. So the LGBT journey is rarely easy. Recognizing and accepting oneself is in itself a challenge. But then when further tasked to having to explain and justify yourself to friends and families, it can seem sometimes to be an almost insurmountable task. So I wanted to share today with you a poem that my daughter wrote. My daughter is trans. She came out about 4 or 5 years ago, and I felt that it was kind of a real blow to my feelings that I had done a good job as a parent, because I really had no idea that this was her issue. And when she was finally able to come out to us as a family, I got the child I had always had back again. So there was a time in between that she was quite suicidal and I was unaware. It coincided with COVID, so I really believed that she wouldn't come down to the door when I brought something to her home, because I worked in the hospital and that she was afraid of COVID. So that's what I attributed her distance to. And then when she was finally able to explain to me that she had discovered herself, like I said, my child returned to me, and it's been nothing but joy ever since. So this is the poem she wrote, mostly dedicated to my father, who's passed now, about how this experience goes for those who find themselves to be different than what we call gender conforming, which I've come to believe is a stupid term, because why do we have to conform? What we need to do is be ourselves and be it unashamedly, right? So here's my daughter's poem. Mom was a wreck when you died, aging 10 years in a day. Unsurprising, we never give a thought to our parents leaving before we are ready. We are never truly ready. 2 weeks later, she dreamt that she met you at a campsite. It was dark, the fire was warm, and her poppy was sitting there with his big grin and quiet voice, canvas backpack set beside him. When she woke up, she felt better because she knew that you were back in the woods that you loved. Everything you need in a can of soup, that's what you told Mom could fit in your bag. That bag that you hung up, gave up for 25 years because your wife didn't like camping. You died and got to unpack what you had put on the back shelf all those years ago. We didn't know each other, not well. I wonder now if you could see me, if my gender could fit in your pack, if there would still be love in your heart for me. Sometimes I'm glad I never heard you say I wish I could unpack it for you. The childhood I missed and never fit into, the gentle sensation of coming home. Every time I say, this isn't me, I'm not he. My father has worry outlines eating his trophy, a face swallowed by a world that he can't fix. A modern day Da Vinci, but he can't reach inside Grandma's head and turn the lights back on. She's like a rheostat switch, ebbing ever downwards, too slow to ever see the change of a day. But it's there as the months roll by, and the firecracker is quieter and quieter, unsure when or how to interject. How I wish I could sit at your feet and unfurl my heart and tell you that you have a granddaughter. How once upon a time you would have kissed my forehead and told me you see me. Now I don't know. I'm afraid to say. I'm shedding your husband's name, a suit that no longer fits. I prefer skirts anyways. Would you remember? Would every visit be a rehash, confusing you more in the twilight you are forced to live in now? I don't know. And I wrap myself like a present or a sprained ankle, limping with a name that's not mine, and mourn who I could have been to you. So I sit and write to my roots, one out of this world, one who is preparing to board to places unknown. I too am going places unknown. My days of hiding who I am can't last forever. I refuse not to be me. Still, I wonder if this poem is about you, or if I'm projecting my fears from my parents to the generation before. They're gone, but you aren't. I don't know what I'll do if I lose you. I'm not ready to be without. We are never ready to be without our parents. Will you understand the gentle truth I'm trying to share? It took me years to realize why everything felt wrong. Will you be able to see the nuance that I've found shaded throughout my life? Will you listen? Can I be free? I know you won't leave me, but I can't stay if you can't listen. I was that person, and it's still killing me, choking me out every day. The back of my dresser cries every day as I push it back into the darkness. I can't keep swallowing this. I don't know, but soon it's time to unpack. Eat that. So the theme of that for me really comes down to how hard it is to emerge into the world if you find yourself to be different than others. And I find myself somewhat at a loss because I feel like Rick gives us a more comprehensive view of what's happening in the world, and I'm a little bit more limited in that respect. But we need to offer our unstinting support to those in the LGBTQIA community. We need to create spaces where they can see others like themselves who are happy and free to express themselves. And that's part of what Gay Pride means, and that's what the month is meant to represent. In Unitarian Universalism, we had a Ware lecturer who is a famous person who comes to speak to us at our gathering each year. His name was Brian Stevenson. He was a lawyer who did a lot of work helping people who are sentenced on death row to be relieved of that sentence. So he came and he spoke, and he gave us a 5-point message of how we could help with this problem. But what stuck with me most was really what becomes almost a universal admonition, which is get proximate. Don't sit here on our corner and nod our heads and say, we believe in gay rights. Find places to be this month. It's only a keystroke or a tap away on your phone to find events that are happening all month. Go to a parade, go to a poetry slam, go to a rally that's pride related. We don't want a world that the administration that we're currently under is promoting, one of hatred and disrespect, erasing an entire group of people, transgender people. And someone explained it to me that the incidence of it is similar to, I think, left-handedness. So that's another reason why we need to stand up. It's not wrong to be left-handed, and it's not wrong to be transgender, and you shouldn't be erased from the world in legal ways while we stand and watch. Brian Stevenson said, in today's world, we are each going to have to find ways to We here at Justice Southbury stand here each week imploring people as they go by to love their neighbors. But we can deepen our work beyond this corner by living into the world we wish to see, by speaking out, speaking up, opportunities present themselves. LGBTQIA people brave the world every day. Let's fight back against those in power who want to promote hatred. Let us speak and stand and march, knowing that we're on the right side of history, knowing that we will not allow progress that's been made in recognition of each person to be pushed back, regardless of color, creed, or gender identity. Everyone has a right to a free and joyful life.